We have an older daughter. Our oldest daughter is handicapped. She has a wheelchair. She has cerebral palsy. So we basically just learned early that housing and travel was very difficult. Just having all of her equipment and stuff like that. So we started to kind of look for that niche. And then Zach actually met a real estate agent, and it almost kind of fell into our lap and just the stars aligned.
Yeah, we always knew we wanted to get involved in real estate, especially short-term rentals. We live in such a great market for that. Uh, but we always knew that if we ever got into that, it would have to be wheelchair accessible because it was such an important aspect of us traveling.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Investor Fuel Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson, and today I'm joined by Cole and Zack, who are making serious moves in the accessibility real estate space. Cole and Coley, see, I got to get that right. Cole and Zack, great to have
No
you
worries.
on. Welcome in.
Thank
Hey,
you.
thanks for having us, Micah. We're excited to be here.
I'm excited for y'all to be here as well. I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching accessibility real estate. So let's dive in on that. For people who may not know who you are yet, what's your main focus right now and what markets are you working in?
Go ahead.
We have two short-term rentals that are accessibility. I'm sorry. Our short-term rentals are focused on accessibility, and we're also working on a land deal with multifamily housing that is going to be 60% or more accessible. So we are really focused on driving that accessibility into our business.
All right, we're definitely going to unpack that term for sure for those listening that may not know what that is, because I've really enjoyed learning about it. What markets are your STRs in?
So our STRs are in the Phoenix Scottsdale market, North Phoenix. We have two that are fully ADA compliant and wheelchair accessible.
So let's dive in on that point right there. Take me to why accessibility real estate? What brought y'all on this journey to where you are now?
We have an older daughter. Our oldest daughter is handicapped. She has a wheelchair. She has cerebral palsy. So we basically just learned early that housing and travel was very difficult. Just having all of her equipment and stuff like that. So we started to kind of look for that niche. And then Zach actually met a real estate agent, and it almost kind of fell into our lap and just the stars aligned.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Yeah, we always knew we wanted to get involved in real estate, especially short-term rentals. We live in such a great market for that. Uh, but we always knew that if we ever got into that, it would have to be wheelchair accessible because it was such an important aspect of us traveling, and we struggle to travel. We can't take her up and down stairs. We can't if it doesn't have an elevator. We have no access to it. She's 7. She's only going to get bigger and heavier. So eventually we won't be able to go up and down stairs. I can carry her as of now, but it's very difficult. So that was really important to us. And when this real estate agent told me he knew about some short-term rentals that were turnkey and ADA compliant and wheelchair accessible, we knew that was our calling.
Yeah.
Now, since y'all have gotten those, has it stayed full with the customer that needs that particular product?
Yeah. And yeah, so we sit about 80 to 90% occupancy rate almost all year round. Summer's obviously a little bit slow in Arizona. It's, 118 degrees. People don't like to travel here,
Yeah.
but we are actually pretty close to the Mayo Clinic. So we actually have a lot of clientele that comes in for treatment at the Mayo Clinic. And we are also pet friendly. So we're 100% pet friendly because the previous owner was that way. We kept it that way. Plus, people in wheelchairs or with disabilities a lot of times have service animals. So why would we deny the regular guest, the able-bodied guest, not be able to bring their pet when they could obviously see that the unit was pet friendly? It has doggy doors. There's blanket, couch covers and dog beds and dog food bowls and things like that already provided in the unit. So between pet friendly and the ADA accessibility, we sit at a really high occupancy rate.
I'm just blown away for me personally because it's not something I personally have had to deal with, and thinking about having to travel with the things that y'all travel with. So it's like a whole, honestly, new little niche in my head that's opened up since we've started talking about it, of entire group of people that maybe they couldn't travel before, and now you're opening that door for them. I love the passion towards this project and how life kind of gave it to you completely, and in all of its forms, from the family that you have to the deals coming available, and now this. Take me into where you're working on now, this next new project that's the big opportunity y'all are working.
Yeah. We are working on developing land on 40 acres. Our intention is to have some single family, but mostly multifamily housing. The goal is 60% or more accessible. Not just the baseline ADA compliancy, but fully wheelchair accessible, which does mean something a little bit different than your standard ADA accessibility that's, built
Break
into
that
most
down for
apartments.
me. And for those
Yeah.
who may not know that difference, give me ADA and give me wheelchair accessible. What is that true difference?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So ADA is, just having like step-free entries or having grab bars in the bathroom, things like that.
Door frames that are wide
Yeah,
enough.
but the wheelchair accessibility comes down into, again, that zero entry point and parking space for them, and then being able to get through the doors. So it's a 36-inch door frame is actually what really allows for that wheelchair access. And same thing with the hallways. So if there's a hallway in the house or in the home, as long as the hallway is wider than 36 inches, then you are truly wheelchair accessible at that point. And then in the bathrooms, there's a newer concept coming out, and it's becoming really kind of the norm here in Phoenix.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors. and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
The only reason I know about that is through a company called Abilities 360, who we've worked a lot with out here, and they have a home builder there that works through grants and stuff. Me and him have had a lot of conversations, and there's a new concept called a universal bathroom. So it's going to be a roll under sink with no vanity. Like the vanity is just the sink. There's no cabinets underneath it. You're going to have a zero entry shower with a door that doesn't have a lip. So that way you can roll in with your wheelchair and you can transfer from your wheelchair into your shower chair if you have that capability. And then same with the toilet, there's going to be some grab bars and access to the toilet. There's not going to be any half walls or anything like that inside of the bathroom. So the concept is, if one bathroom in the home is what they call a universal bathroom, you can always add stuff. It's easier to add a wall or a partition wall or to add a tub than it is to take that stuff out.
Yep.
So if somebody wanted to purchase it and they don't need it to be wheelchair accessible, it's cheaper for them to add those things than it is for a wheelchair user to come in and have to have all that stuff modified. So that is the main focus of our new project, is making sure that everything is zero entry and we have the universal bath, at least one universal bathroom per unit on the ground floor. And we're really trying to stay away from second story buildings, just because it really does, take away from accessibility. And the other thing about it is, it's not just accessible, we want it to be attainable. So we want housing to be attainable again for young families and for our aging population that maybe wants to downsize from their family estate or their family home, but they don't want to go into a senior care facility or something like that because they're not quite there yet, but they need less maintenance. So that's where we would have a townhome product that, again, if they get hurt or slip and fall, if it's in a colder climate, something like that, they don't have to worry about modifying their home. Their home is already built for that journey of life for them from start to finish. So that's really what's most important. And statistically, 1 in 4 Americans actually suffers from some kind of disability, and uh, less than 5% of all housing in the United States is built accessible. And less than
Holy
1% of all of that housing is truly wheelchair accessible. And when you talk about short-term rentals, less than 0.01% of all short-term rentals are truly accessible. So we are trying to disturb that and upset the market and change that and create, a knowledge base around that for people who are interested in providing that kind of housing.
Man, that's powerful. I love that. I love that because it's again, real estate such a broad term, and it touches our lives in so many different ways that when you're investing in it and in it, it can allow you, if you're open, to just kind of funneling you right into a place where it's really your heart's mission. It does great things for your bank account, and it allows you to build a business that's aligned with your life. So it definitely makes sense why. I love the fact that you pointed out, to fix and flip a house to accessibility is way more expensive than to just build a new house that is already
Yeah.
accessible. That makes tons of sense. That'd be hard. You'd have to get it pretty discounted to be able to do those kind of fixes. So that makes sense why you're leaning toward, or why you moved to that land deal. Now, y'all, how long have y'all been in real estate for?
About 2 years.
Yeah.
Going on 2 years.
Yeah, we're pushing 2 years in real estate.
And what were you doing prior to real estate before you got into it?
So I actually own a private transportation business here in Phoenix, Scottsdale. So I'm a chauffeur. I was a limousine driver for about 3 years, and I've owned my own company for about 3 years. And that's actually kind of what's really helped propel us through this, is because of the type of clientele that I've been surrounded with.
Yeah.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals. right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Lots of real estate investors, lots of people who have actually influence on the internet, networking opportunities through that. One of our clients actually is a mortgage broker, so just being able to pick their brains and ask these high net worth individuals, if you will, the kinds of questions that everybody has, but they don't know how to approach those questions, and showing true action to those individuals, then they're willing to give me more information. And we've just been taking that and applying it to our life and to our business.
Yes.
You're seeing out of the gate, real estate's a relationship business. Most businesses
100%.
are, I imagine, but real estate 100% is one. And now you're a serial entrepreneur. So once you've got more than one, you've got the bug for sure going on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Now let's dig in more into relationships. Once you got into real estate, is there any real estate networks you joined? What's helped you keep
Yeah.
growing alongside of just the relationships you had through your other business?
We have been to several real estate networking events. One specific to real estate here in Arizona. It's Real
It's
AZ, right?
AZREI. Yep.
AZREI.
Yep.
So we've done that, and we're in all the groups on Facebook or in social media, and we talk there as well. But we also went to a few events through Lux Social Hub, and those were probably some of my favorite. I think we've met most of our connections through
Yep.
those events, actually. We've even traveled to Las Vegas to go to networking events and meet people slightly out of our state, just in case. Maybe there are opportunities out there that are right in our backyard. So I I I would say most of the people involved in our projects are people we've met through networking,
Yep.
or because Zach has met them through his transportation business, which I mean is basically just networking. So it's proven to be very important. And I'm such I'm not much of a social butterfly, so it was really difficult for me to get into that headspace to go, you know what? Just get out there and put yourself out there.
Yeah. Let's get
And
out of our own way, kind of thing.
yes, and that's become really important, and I've kind of blossomed as a person as well. There's a lot of life lessons to learn from just putting yourself in rooms and putting yourself out there and just doing it.
Yeah, and we also joined a fix and flip mentorship with HGTV hosts from Deals in Aloha, or from Renovation Aloha. It's called the Flip Tribe with Kamahai and Tristan Kalama out in Hawaii. And kind of the reason we joined their program specifically was we were watching HGTV, watching Renovation Aloha, and I looked at my wife after we had bought our first 2 short-term rentals, and I said, they're doing fix and flips in Hawaii. They're buying
The craziest market.
yeah, they're buying $1 million houses that are tear downs. They're putting, $300,000 into repairs. They have a couple $100,000 in holding costs, and they're selling them for, let's just say 1.8 to 2 million. And they're able to make these spreads on houses in Hawaii where sometimes shipping costs is more than the material itself.
Yeah.
So I was like, if they can do that in Hawaii, we can do that in Arizona. And then we started kind of doing some research into them, and we ended up joining their program on their launch week.
It was another serendipitous thing though, because
Yep.
it's like they just had started launching it and putting it out there, and we just happened to see it on their story. And I
Yep.
was like, Zach, we should do this.
Yeah.
We should do this.
And
so
now,
it just turned out great.
yeah, and now we're actually leaders inside of that group. So we handle the West Coast region, if you will, and Southwest region of the United States. And because of our experience in real estate, we have all of our units are all creative finance, non-conventional, either a DSCR loan or seller carryback,
including our land.
Yep, our land is a seller
Way to
carry as
go.
well. So they put us in a leadership role in that, and we absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Sorry.
No, it's all
No, I
good.
think that's good.
Yeah, you're flowing. It's what happens when something you're passionate about starts to flush your mind. Like all the things
Yeah,
start
right,
running.
right.
The term that pops in my head what y'all are describing is velocity. It's when things start to line up and they line up with who you are as a person, the work you've done, the right deal at the right time, all those little pieces. It allows you to get going. It's the big flywheel spinning that lets you start getting these big projects done. Because for someone that's been in 2 years, maybe a little longer to do what y'all are already doing, you're out of the gate sprinting. For someone that might want to be in that same position, what would you tell them? What would you encourage them to do if they're in that place right now?
Get out of your own way.
Yeah, get involved with a mentorship. I can't speak highly enough about mentorship.
Yes.
Even if, we've kind of pivoted off of the fix and flip mentorship, we've taken everything that we've learned in that fix and flip mentorship and we've applied those principles to our land deal
Yes.
and to our underwriting and to how we built our pitch deck and to how we are putting this deal in front, this opportunity in front of potential, partners on this. It's all come down to we learned how to do it through a mentorship. And we have the support of our mentors on this project because it is such a different kind of project, but we're still using the same principles of fix and flip, but we're flipping land. And the way that we have the project set up, there's multiple exit strategies. So even if we don't take it to, completion where we do vertical construction, we are setting up the way that this deal has to be done, way the project has to be built based on the PUD. So a PUD is a planned unit development. And once you create that eventually, once it's built, turns into what we all know as an HOA. So those are the governing documents of what can be built on that land. So either way, we're designing a product that will get completed one way or another. But we plan on taking it to vertical construction.
Well, it's a smart way to do it, though, leaving yourself an out because as life continues to go, you never know when you might need to move a deal, when you might need some
Right.
property
Absolutely.
to
And
liquidate
without our
that or do
mentorship,
whatever it
I
is.
don't know
Realize
that
next.
we would have known how to properly underwrite, you know,
Yeah.
to that level, to have many exit strategies that gave our private capital partners the security to say, hey, if I invest in this, at least I know in a few months I can exit. If I don't feel comfortable or the relationship's not working out, you can get into business relationships and dealings with people and sometimes find that you don't meet eye to eye all the time. So at least there's several ways to exit the project and everyone still be happy. And I don't think without mentorships and things like that, that we would have had that skill in underwriting.
And the other great thing about the mentorship that I can't talk about enough is the amount of value that they bring to the table. They bring guest speakers, they bring vendors. And because we are in such a competitive market and an explosive market being here in
Yeah.
Phoenix, we've actually been connected with, I would say, over half a dozen other investors that are heavy hitters here in the Valley because of our mentors, Kamahai and Tristan, and the relationships that they have with them. They've introduced us, and then we've been able to go and meet these people and talk on the phone and work on deals. And
Yeah.
they've also given us value. So I would say the mentorship is the number one. Get out of your own way, go get in rooms with people who are doing this kind of stuff and just ask questions.
Yep, I agree. I tell people, quit being the coolest person you know and go out there and get into rooms. Put yourself in a place where you get in the way of opportunity. Like it's always
Yes.
Yeah.
around. Go get in the way of it. And so many of us, we don't like that feeling. We don't, and it doesn't mean you have to run in and talk and do those things, but go be a part of the room. I tell you what,
Yep.
the events that I go to, it's the hallway time. It's the dinners
Yes,
after that
I would
evening. It's
agree.
these small moments where it's not this big thing, but it's just this one little thing someone would say, and you're just like, oh my
Totally
God,
agree.
that's $1 million idea. Hold on a second. That's
Yep.
Yeah.
that's the piece that I was missing. I just couldn't see it. And nobody builds anything big alone. And I mean, you can't even build a house by yourself. And I don't know why you'd
Yeah.
want to.
Nope.
Right. Like
Well,
you
it's
have to have multiple things to get this done. And I love seeing newer people in the space see that quickly. Because when you
Yep.
don't
yeah.
have to fix a bunch of mistakes that other people told you to avoid, life is way better.
Right.
It's way
Right.
simpler. You get
Yeah.
years and a lot of money back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it is an investment. Joining a mentorship, there is some financial skin in the game. But if you don't have skin in the game, you don't hold yourself accountable,
Mhm.
first off. And second off, you're paying a mentor to help you avoid all of these more costly mistakes. So in the long run, it saves you money,
Sure
you know.
does.
Uh
Saves it, makes
and
it.
Yep. And
Sure
Micah,
does.
back to your point on the hallway time. One of our first yeses we got from a private money lender on this project was at the cocktail hour of an event. It wasn't even it wasn't even at the event itself.
Standing in
It
line.
was at the cocktail hour, standing in line to
Yeah,
grab a drink.
it is the best. That's where everybody wants to
Yep.
talk. It's
Yep.
Yep.
fabulous.
Yep.
And was that an event you paid to be at?
No.
Well, no, that was an event that I got invited to by one of my clients. So
Okay.
it was actually
Was it
the
still a
alt.
private event?
Yeah, it would have been an event that you would have had to pay to get into. It was like a 3-day event called Alt Assets here in Phoenix, and I got invited by a client of mine, and it was a great opportunity. So
And I'm glad you said the part about paying to get into things, because a lot of folks, they don't want to make that investment. They don't think of it as that. And I say, you always know how much money you're saving, but you have no idea how much you're losing by not
Right.
right,
participating, right? Because the same thing you just described as that cocktail hour and however much money that brought into your world, that would have been worth more than the event that you would have paid to go to. It would have paid for the event
Absolutely.
100 times over. And
yes,
now, as you continue growing, once you do good deals, that same person comes back. So it's not
Yep.
that one
yep,
cocktail, that one drink in line. That's what I love about it, is it has these far-reaching effects if
yes.
you're doing it right, if you're putting yourself into those places. So, man, you're making the best points about masterminds, and I'm a big fan.
Well, and the other real quick caveat with that is that the conversation that we had was very much just us chatting,
Yeah.
and it was like I know my wife said earlier, authenticity, and that really is what it is. All of these clients that I have that I've been driving for years, I always ask, what's your biggest piece of advice for a young entrepreneur that's trying to, make it in this world and create generational wealth for their family? And authenticity is always the answer that I hear. And I can't stress enough how that really is the truth. Don't try to act like you're something you're not on social media, because people will see through that.
Yeah.
Just be
Mhm.
yourself, tell your story, and that's what people are drawn to.
Yep.
At this point, we've been professionally sold to our entire lives. Like, there have been
Right.
Yeah.
PhDs in how to sell stuff for quite some time now, and all of us can sniff through it. You can see it quick. And typically, your entrepreneurs, a lot of the business owners are salespeople, especially in the real estate world. They were professional salespeople, and as a professional salesperson, you can really see it when someone's messing with you, and you can really see it when they're not. And that's what you start to appreciate the most. And when there's no reason to blow smoke at somebody, right? That's why I always use that line, like, not being the coolest person you know. If you can
Yeah.
truly
Yep.
adopt that mentality, you will meet incredible people, and they will tell and
100%.
pour into your life things that you thought were the biggest kept secrets, and they're just kept from people that don't deserve them, in a way where the high net worth people, they didn't get there by accident. The ones that built their business, they've done a series of steps for a long time, and they don't just waste that information. It's another good reason why paying to be in those groups is so valuable, because that's where they are.
Yep.
Right.
They know the value of a
Right.
professional organization. And how often do they hear from their own network, let me buy you lunch or get you coffee? They don't need you to buy them lunch or buy them coffee. They have plenty of money to do that, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
how do you
But they're
get into a
still paying
space?
to be a part of those groups.
Yeah.
Exactly, because that's where they want to
Right.
have that conversation. They like talking
Yes.
to vetted people as well, where when you're in those paid memberships, part of it is a qualification where everybody got through the door because you all got this special little pass that said, hey, I paid
Yeah.
to be here. I'm not just
Yeah.
showing up random. And that is really where those relationships can take depth. And it's almost like a country club in a way, right? Why do you belong to a super nice,
100%.
expensive country club? So you can be stuck with 4 hours on a golf course with someone else that's also super interesting, right? And talk about who knows
Right.
what.
Right.
Right. I love to play
Yep.
golf, and I've sold more houses on a golf course than I know what to do with, because it's just a great place to have long conversations where people get to know the real you, right? With those environments where the real you gets to be exposed, for lack of a better word. But in doing that, you get real connection. The people that are in your phone now, it's not just a, hey, hit them up for money. It's a real relationship is taking place where they
Yep.
buy into what
Yeah.
you're doing. You buy into what they're doing. There's this mutual drive towards success that actually sustains business endeavors.
Yeah, and it's not about, we've learned too, like, you have to change your mentality. It's not about
Yes.
asking for money. You've created an opportunity. You have a deal, you've created an opportunity, and you're presenting it to somebody who doesn't have the time or the drive or the wherewithal, or they don't the want to go and find the deal. They just want somebody to bring them a deal where they can deploy their capital and say, okay, I like what you're doing. I don't want to go out and do that myself, but I'll get involved financially. And there's plenty of people out there who who have more money than they know what to do with, but
Yeah.
they don't know where to find the deal. So if you bring it to them, they'll get involved.
Yeah.
I would say and this may be wrong, but I would venture to say the majority of real estate investors are silent. They're just deploying capital.
Yeah.
They're not the ones that are on the
Absolutely.
ground finding the house or finding the land. They're not that part. They're in this back end section, and that's how you get into
Yep.
those rooms. Okay,
You put a
I've
good
loved
deck
this talk.
together and you pitch it.
That's it. Set yourself up and then put yourself in the right room, and then let life do its thing.
Yeah.
Let the
Yep.
Show an
relationship show up.
opportunity. Don't think of it. Yeah, don't think of it as asking for money. Just create an opportunity.
Yep.
And the
I
money will
love that.
come.
Because that's what they're looking for, is opportunity. Saying it
Yeah.
in a language,
Right.
saying
Right.
it in the language that the person, because we all want to spend money, whether it's to make more money or do whatever, is we all want to. And that's the funny thing about sales is the moment you try to sell somebody, they don't want to anymore. The
No, they
moment that
want
you
to.
just
They want
stay
help.
open,
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. They don't want to be sold. They want to be. They want to help. They want help buying something. They don't ever want to be sold. So you
exactly.
help them buy something.
Everybody loves to buy. No one likes to be
Right.
sold. I love that quote. Okay. I've loved our conversation. So if someone wants to connect, collaborate, or learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram. If you check out Instagram at the Hatbox Host LLC. Our link tree is there. It has all of our other information.
You can email us
Yeah.
from that link tree.
Yep. Everything's on the link tree there. So I think that's the best way to get in touch. Also has our other project that we're working on is attached through there. It's the Foundry Dev Group, also on Instagram. So, and then if you're interested in short-term rentals,
Accessibility information,
we have
how to make things accessible, what's actually wheelchair accessible and not just ADA compliant.
the Hatbox Host LLC on all platforms.
We got that.
Awesome. Excellent. Okay. So if you are interested in accessibility real estate, if you like that idea, that niche, don't hesitate to reach out to them. If you're just wanting to talk and understand more about, hey, what is real estate? How do these mentorship programs work? Reach out. We'll make sure that their information is in the description at the end of this episode. Cole and Zack, I appreciate your story, your time, perspective. I've enjoyed our conversation. Thank you so much. I hope if
Thanks
you
for
got
having us,
value out of
Micah.
listening to this, absolutely. Thanks for joining me. If you got value out of listening to this, please like this episode, subscribe to our podcast. We have more entrepreneurs just like Cole and Zack coming up who are making real businesses and change in the real estate space. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.